Hello, everyone, and welcome to Three Keys to Increase Your Soul. Let's see, three keys to grow your soul inspired business with confidence. And you're in the right place if you signed up for it. So, how many of you are ready to grow your soul inspired business? Raise your hand. Okay. So I want to get a sense of where all of you are at. How many of you already have a business, a soul inspired business, or just another kind of business, and you want to grow your business or your soul inspired business? I'm separating them out because you may be in a business or in a job and your heart is calling you to move in new directions. So how many of you are already like in a job or have a business already? Okay. Okay. And how many of you would like to start a soul inspired business? Okay. I see the nods, yeses. Thank you. And how many of you are licensed professionals that want to pivot or add to what you're already doing? Okay. So I see we got a hand for that one too. Thank you. And thank you for sharing. And I realized I may be pinned. Hello, Jana. Thank you. I'm going to spotlight myself so that everybody, okay, cool. So you're in the right place. And I just really want to acknowledge you for showing up, for being here. Congratulations for being here. And what we're going to do during this time together is talk about three of the keys. Now there's a lot of different pieces to growing a soul inspired business, but I picked three. And some of them are a little clumped together, but you'll see what I mean very shortly. Because I wanted to make sure that I gave you more information as much as I could in the hour that we're going to be together. And I want to share a little bit about where I've been so that you get a sense of who I am and where I've been. First of all, I am so grateful that I am an intuitive. I can see and hear and feel and know, and that I'm a licensed clinical social worker for over 30 years and a certified hypnotherapist. And what I do is I'm so grateful that I can combine my counseling, my intuitive coaching abilities to really transform women's lives. And I've been in my own business now for over 17 years. And now I am bringing it together to bring information to you. But it wasn't always this way. I grew up and I had a lot of trauma. And the trauma was affecting me. I had anxiety and depression, low self esteem, and PTSD, post traumatic stress disorder. And for years, I was stuck in the memories and in trauma. And I wanted to move forward in my life and my career, but I felt really stuck. I felt unworthy, which affected my ability to create abundant income. I was terrified and ashamed to be seen and visible because of the trauma, and I didn't trust myself to make decisions. My confidence, my self esteem was shaken because of the trauma, and it was affecting me on all these levels. And I knew that I needed to heal it. And then one sunny day, it was this beautiful, bright, sunny day, and I was going to visit. Well, we were going to do an energy exchange. And I walked into my friend's office and the window, the sun was shining through the windows. Her office had so many windows. And she told me about a trauma training that would help me heal other people's trauma and heal my own. And my whole body got the chills. I knew that I needed to take that training. And then once I enrolled in that training, I started healing the trauma on very deep levels. And what started happening was I started getting clients and I started growing my own business. And then I started enrolling in coaching programs, business coaching programs that really gave me the information that I needed to continue to grow my business, because I knew that I was following my soul's calling. And I then, through the years, I've developed a system called the Intuition Advantage System, and it helps people to connect with their own intuitive decisions and teach others to do the same. And I want you all to know that I am committed to helping you who want to grow a business. You may already be in it, or you may want to start your business, or you may be a licensed professional who wants to pivot. And my commitment is to help you to gain the information and the knowledge so that you can learn what you need to do in order for you to make your best business decisions and to grow your business every step of the way, so that you can learn, listen, and lead from your intuition in your life and your business. And I just really want to welcome all of you again. I really want to acknowledge you for being here, because you being here is your commitment to yourself and to your life and to your business, whether it's already happening or you want to grow it. So, the first thing that I really want to share with you is you may be hearing information that you already know. Have beginner's mind, because we may hear the same thing again and again, and then all of a sudden you get the aha. How many of you know that you can hear the same thing, and then all of a sudden you're at the right time, right place, right moment, and it hits you in a totally different way? How many feel that? Yeah. Okay. So you know what I'm talking about. And so just be open and enjoy, and let's have fun together. That's what I want us to have fun and learn and grow together. So the first key is, and this is a combo. Remember I said in the beginning I was going to combine things? The first key is clearing and connection. And clearing and connection is really crucial in order for you to grow your business. Your business can only succeed as much as you are willing to grow yourself. And I have learned through my own journey that you growing a business is one of the biggest ways to have personal growth and spiritual growth. Any of you know what I'm talking about? Because it will challenge you to the core. But, all right, and here's the real thing that I also want you to know. It is the most rewarding thing to be able to make a difference in people's lives following your soul's calling. It's profound. And I am so grateful that you're here, and I'm so grateful that you're on the journey. on the journey with me being here. And it's an amazing experience on many levels. So what happens with clearing is it's really important to clear the limiting beliefs and the emotions that would keep you from moving to your next level in your business. So what happens is on a subconscious level. So let me do my quick Psych 101 lesson so that we're all on the same page. Your conscious mind, thank you, conscious mind of yours, decided to sign up for this and also to come here tonight. And your conscious mind empowers you to make decisions that can change your life. And your subconscious mind or your unconscious mind, I use them interchangeably. What happens is from the moment you were conceived to present time, your subconscious mind has recorded every moment that you've been alive, including ancestral issues and past life issues. So your subconscious mind has all of that floating around. And then you have the connection. And I'm separating each of these minds out, but they're all connected and we're fluid. So know that you can go in and out also of any of these states of consciousness pretty quickly. So then you have your super conscious mind that I call, how many of you ever heard of a higher self? All right. The way that I define higher self is it's that wise, unconditionally loving part of you. And your higher self is there for the asking. And then you have your soul. And the way that I distinguish soul and higher self is that your soul is that core energy essence of who you are and the characteristics that you came in with. And your higher self is unique to you, where your soul has had many lifetimes. Your higher self is you in this lifetime. Now, your soul's characteristics, how many of you are teachers or leaders? And I don't necessarily mean like teacher and like grade school, but you're a spiritual teacher. On some level, you know that you're a spiritual teacher. How many? Just yeah. And or you may be a spiritual teacher leader in the making. And that's part of that growing that business. And how many of you have artistic abilities? And maybe you have that artist. Yeah, there's artists. And those qualities, whether they're the teacher, the healer, how many of you are healers? Probably all of you. Probably all of you are healers in some way or other that you probably don't even realize. And how many of you have this inner entrepreneur? There's this part of you that really, yeah. Okay, I see Lisa nodding. Yeah, okay, cool. And there's each of those pieces, each of those qualities, a part of your soul that you came in with to bring forth into this world. To bring forth to make a difference for people in your unique and specific way. And what happens is that your job is to clear those limiting beliefs and emotions that would keep you from following and moving forward in your soul's calling. And then you have connection. Now, making the connection to your higher self and your soul yield such powerful results. And I've witnessed with client after client, and including myself, that what happens is as you start embodying your higher self in your soul, your confidence comes from within. And it's the deepest level of confidence that you can have. Because when you are connecting with your higher self and your soul, you are connecting with the core energy aspects of who you are. And I really believe that your higher self, if you can imagine, is your future enlightened self, and your higher self is your soul embodied on this planet. And so the more that you learn how to connect to those parts of you, your higher self and your soul, the more you become that. And in doing so, that your confidence comes from the deepest place that it can. And what's really important is learning how to make that connection more and more deeply. Now, learning to do the
You froze.
Nancy? Oops.
Do you think she knows that she's off?
All right.
Yay.
I'm back. Yes, my internet went out for a sec. I don't understand why, but it is what it is. But we are back. So let me I just want to pin myself and spotlight again. Okay, cool. Okay. So what I was asking, were there any questions before about anything that I had just said? And we're going to have questions also after. So just want to let you know that as well. All right. Looks like we're all on the same page. Cool. All right. So key number 2. And here's another one that comes together. Key number 2 is learning the strategy and getting the support that you need to grow your business. I knew when I wanted to grow my business, I knew that I didn't have the information, I didn't have the knowledge that I needed to grow my business. I will also tell you that when I signed up for my first business coaching program, I was scared because I was like, one, how am I going to pay for it? And two was like, can I do this? And what I really want you to know is I made it through, I found a way, and I did it. And I also know that when you're invested in yourself, that you can do it too. That there's a way, that you will find a way to make that commitment, because it's the most important thing that you can do to keep moving forward. So as I'm talking, another point just dropped in. That's what happens when you're an intuitive. So I am going to say key number 2 is the commitment and having the strategy and the support that you need, and being committed to following through with your soul's wisdom, your soul's plan in order to make that happen. And learning and getting the skills and finding the things that you need to in order to get to move you forward. As I told in my story, I had the trauma training, and then I went into the business training. So just know that it's all a journey. And that's what I also want you to all know, is that your business is not a destination. It is a journey. And it is the most rewarding journey that you can follow. And so just know that it's a journey that continues to unfold. What I'd like to do, and also know that it's learning to find the step-by-step ways, pieces, parts to keep moving forward. And so there is a structure. There's another S word. I should say key number 2 is commitment, and 3 S words. Strategy, support, and I don't even remember, but I'm going to say success because the information is coming through. So, and it's step by step. So I also want you to know that confidence happens not only from the internal place, but confidence comes when you learn strategies step by step to keep structure. That was the other S word. Now I remember. And you learn the structure that is needed to keep growing your business. And as you implement and as you start to implement the structure and the strategies that you learn, you start having the confidence from the outside, from the doing. So what's coming is the confidence of your higher self and your soul is from being that. And then the doing comes, the confidence of doing comes from that step by step and implementing and taking the steps. Sometimes they're baby steps. Sometimes they're bigger steps. But it's taking the step by step in order to keep going and moving you towards what you're here to do, your purpose, your mission. And actually, you know what? I want to ask all of you, how would you define, when you think of your soul-inspired business, do you think of it as your mission, your purpose, your soul's calling? I'm just really curious, excuse me, what you would call it. Put in the chat. I'd love to hear what you would call your soul-inspired business. Do you feel it's your calling, purpose? And it could be all of that. It is all of that. But I want to know what your heart, or is it your heart-centered business? I'd really love to hear what you call it. Okay. All right. Teresa says soul's calling. Okay, so it's your soul's calling. Anybody else? Lauren says, my reason. Kathleen says, I lean toward purpose. Carol says, soul's purpose. Colette says, soul's purpose. Okay. So your soul's purpose, your soul's calling. And Annie says, devotion and service to love. So whatever your heart, your soul is calling, no, it's about taking those steps, step by step. So now Does everybody have a piece of paper and a pen? I always like to do, everybody got a piece of paper and a pen? If you don't, go grab one now, because I want to do a little exercise with you to support you in moving forward. Let's see. Okay, so the first thing is we're going to do something called a sentence completion. So everybody breathe. Ground, feel your breathe and feel your feet on the floor and ground. And I'm going to post in the chat a sentence for you to complete. And just allow, now I really want to support you in not to think this. Let it flow. Because when you let it flow, then you're uncovering the information in your subconscious mind. And that's what we want to help you discover today, is what's going on in that subconscious mind of yours, those limiting beliefs or emotions that would keep you from going to the next level of your business, or wherever you are, whether you're growing it and just starting out, or whether you are taking it to the next levels or pivoting. Okay, so the sentence is, what keeps me from moving forward to the next level of my business is, what keeps me from moving forward to the next level of my business is, and just let it flow. Whatever comes to you. Okay, the next one is, a way I can change this. A way I can change this is. So, a way I can change this is. And just let it flow. A way I can change this is. Okay, start finishing up. And now what I'm going to do is I want to turn off the recording. And so basically, overall picture is is being able, what would keep from moving forward is not having the clarity, allowing others' expectations to block you from moving forward. And what really overall, what we all talked about was being able to work on, write down your goals, looking for that structure, looking for that strategy and the support to keep moving you forward. So now we come across, I have the third key. And before I get to the third key, I want to share with you a story. I had a client, Suzanne, and when we began working together, she was already a six-figure business coach working with individuals, but she wasn't valuing herself. She wasn't setting limits and boundaries. And she was working with individuals and she was letting other people make decisions for her. And she was getting distracted from an unhealthy relationship and other things that were happening by not setting the limits and the boundaries in her life. And she couldn't move forward. And she knew that she wanted to find a way to do group programs, but she wasn't feeling confident to be able to do that. And so I took her through the Intuition Advantage system. And as I took her through that system, she began to value herself in new ways. She built up her self-esteem and gained confidence, and she gained courage in her personal and professional life. She began saying no and setting limits and boundaries with her clients and her family, and she ended the unhealthy relationship. And as a result of the confidence she gained with our work together, she began providing group programs, and she was committed to take her business to the next levels and claim that she was going for a seven-figure business. And when you're walking the path of the Intuition Advantage, you will learn how to feel more confident to make decisions and take inspired action to grow your soul-inspired business. When you learn my signature system, and you're going to learn a step-by-step program, I will be having a group program, and you'll learn in my work, you will learn step-by-step what you need to grow your business. You will also learn that you're not afraid to be seen. You're not afraid to ask for what you want. You are able to speak up and speak your truth. You're able to be seen and show up in bigger ways to get more visibility. And that you are willing and ready to go for everything that you want to create a dream business and a life that you deserve and that your soul is calling you to do. And your business will only grow as much as you're willing to grow. If your personal growth doesn't keep up with your business, it will either flatline or go backwards, or you'll never be able to reach your dreams, the dreams your soul is calling you to do. And so I am committed to help as many of you, as coaches, therapists, mentors, that I can to grow your business and to grow yourself, so that you can make a bigger difference and stand tall in your life, and that you can build a business that fits into your life so it doesn't take over your life. And I'm committed to take you and your business to the next levels of intuition, income, and impact. So I've opened up a few slots in my schedule, and I'm going to put the link to my intuitive breakthrough session in, and sign up for the intuitive breakthrough session. And we'll talk about the next steps for you to take your work to the next levels. So here's the link to my intuitive breakthrough session.
Question.
Sure, Annie.
So as an intuitive and a counselor and a coach and everything, is your intuitive breakthrough session really just like guidance for people to tune in to their own soul and higher self and dictate their own formula for their particular success? Meaning, are you just not just, but you know, not a gatekeeper, but like an opener of the portal, to help people, guide people to,
a guide and a
guide, so people are finding their own, learning how to find their own answers and connecting with the same source that's tied into everybody's grand soul, right?
Yes. I mean, one of my key pieces, I feel so strongly that it is so important that you clear your energy and connect more deeply so that you're following your intuition to guide you every step of the way to move you towards the success and the business that your soul is calling you to do. So does that answer your question?
Sure does.
Thank you. Okay. All right.
Yeah. Oh.
All right. So, and we now get to the third point, which the third key is intuition. All about intuition. And I love talking about intuition. It's so much fun for me. And so the third key is learning to master your intuition. Because when you master your intuition, you can tune into you every step of the way. Now, I do want you to know that what happens is trauma, limiting beliefs, and emotions can block your intuition. And so your job would be to work on clearing those pieces. But and also learning the strategy is important, and the structure. But when you have that, and whenever I do anything in any kind of group, any kind of situation, I always want you to follow your intuition. And that's what's most important, is that you learn to tune into that wisdom, the guidance that is there for you. And Annie says, be a gardener of one's own intuition. I love that, Annie. Yes. Definitely you want to blossom and bear fruit. And the blossoming and the bearing fruit is making those best decisions in your life and in your business. And I will share with you that I follow my intuition every day for everything. I mean, like, I am tuning in, and I know Carol knows, and Jana knows for sure. Like, I don't do anything until I'm like, give me a moment, got to tune in. And that's what's really important. And that's what I want to teach all of you, is to have that clarity so that you are tuning in to your own intuition, to keep following it in your life and your business. So, an intuition is, just so that we're all on the same page, first of all, I believe it's God's universe, higher power, whatever you choose to call it, gift to us. Because your higher self and your soul and your angels and guides and beings of light are there to guide you. But if you are not clear enough, if you haven't cleared your clogs, and if you can imagine that you're a pipeline to and from the divine, and your intuition, your money, everything wants to flow, but you have a clog in the pipeline, and that energy gets stuck and caught. And in order to move forward, it's about learning to clear that energy so that there's free flowing energy, intuition, money, and all the other wonderful health, joy, love, peace, all of those energies. That's what it's about. And so, who here is a feeler? You're a feeler. All right, we got lots of feelers here. You probably almost all feelers in some way or other. Empaths, feelers. How many of you are knowers? You just know something, that aha. Okay, you got the aha. Yep. And how many of you are, you see the visions, your visions, you see that vision. And how many of you are hearers? You hear, you hear spirit. And so those are all the intuitive senses. And there's also smell. But those are the intuitive senses that guide you. And the more that you know what your primaries are, and you become more aware of how your intuition comes through, the more you can access it, the more you can tune into it. And it's also learning to quiet that mind chatter. How many of you have lots of that mind chatter? All right. Yeah, most of us. Okay. Yeah. Well, I get it because I'm one too. That mind chatter. And it's like learning to quiet the mind chatter so that you can tune in to how your intuition wants to come through. And all of that is part of learning to be able to listen and to access it. And then once you listen and access it, then you can start taking the steps that your guidance is telling you to do. And I'll share a story with you. It's coming to me to share. So, flying by the seat of your soul, not your pants. Okay, I love it. So I've been doing this, and I love intuition, and I live by it. And it's been what's happened is I keep pivoting. I went from being a holistic psychotherapist, and then I started pivoting to an intuitive coach, which I still am. But now what's been happening is spirit is now guiding me to start helping women to grow their business in a different way, in a bigger way than I was before. And so I keep going with the pivots, going with what my soul's calling me. And sometimes you're not so sure. You're like 10 years ago, if you had ever told me that I'd be doing what I'm doing now, I'd be like, what? Are you kidding? So you never know. And that's what happens when you're following the path of your soul and your soul's purpose. And really, what I feel like it's about is your intuition is that gift to keep you on track, to keep you on your path. And sometimes it's not logical. It's beyond the logical. And allow the intuitive breadcrumbs, then discover you are a baker too. Thanks, Annie. Okay. And so it's really about following and allowing yourself to go with the flow of what you're being guided. And your intuition has it's the way that your soul communicates with you to lead you in the direction of what you're being called to do. And so uh, really summary of the keys is the first one is clearing and connection. The second one is all about strategy, support, structure, and commitment. There's a big, hefty second one, I know. And then 3 is mastering your intuition and following it every step of the way. So I just want to see if there's any questions. Are there any questions about anything that I've said at all?
Nance,
Yes,
sorry.
Carol.
Can you go into, for others, can you go into the clearing, like the methods of clearing?
Okay. So the methods of clearing, first of all, to me, you have daily clearing where you want to start your day in a spiritual, positive way. So you're going to do the clearing, and it may be ways to clear meditation. How many of you are meditators? Some of you, okay. Then there's journaling. You could be journalers. And then there's yoga. How many of you are yoga? Okay. We got our yogis. And then, and then some people do clearing by exercising. I have a client of mine that goes to the gym, and she's like, she gets her workout and clears a lot of her energy. So you have your daily clearing, and then you're going to have the deeper clearing. And the deeper clearing are those deeper limiting beliefs and emotions that will keep you stuck, that keep you from moving forward. Limiting beliefs and emotions like not feeling good enough, not feeling like you're worthy, deserving, feeling like you're an imposter, the imposter syndrome. How many of you understand what I mean when I say the imposter syndrome? Okay. And yeah. And so that deeper clearing is really important for you to be able to keep moving forward in your business, wherever you are in your business. Like I said, your business is your greatest opportunity for personal and spiritual growth. So is that does that answer your question?
Nance, the second part though, the deeper clearing, like
Yes.
how do we, can you highlight ways of clearing on a deeper
Well,
level?
I'll tell you what I do with clients, because that's probably easier. So what I do when I do the deeper clearing is I do somatic work. And somatic work is I help people connect with the body and listen to the sensations and the emotions that are trapped in the body. And anybody that has told you that just forget about what happened when you were a kid, that doesn't happen. If you have energy that something happened to you when you were a child and you're trying to forget it or you don't want to think about it, that energy goes into the cells of your body and it is still there until you release it. And that's the somatic work that I do. And then there's hypnosis. I'll do hypnosis with people. And then there's somatic work, there's hypnosis, and there's other tools, energy clearing. So I do a variety of different things to do that deeper level clearing. Okay, thank you, Carol. Anybody have any other questions? Okay, goodbye, Jana. Thank you for being here. Okay. Anything else? Anybody else before we end?
Thank you.
Thank you. And I hope you all have a great night. And I look forward to connecting with all of you soon. Okay. Good night, everybody.